Hi, I'm Chris Menard, and we will be making this collage. If the shoe fits, we're doing it on chipboard, or you have a second variation if the boot fits, and we have it written in French. So we're going to be doing that and using some old book pages. Here's one of the ones I made. It was smaller, and I did it on a small canvas. It has a lot of things you can do with it, a lot of variety. You can make a card with it or whatever, but we're going to do a collage today. I just want to show you that watercolors come different ways. They come in tubes, and that's what we did. We have some tubes that we squirted on foil, and you can also buy it as a pan. This is my old set that is really old. Also, you're going to need some glues, scissors, markers, paintbrushes from your house, and pencils. Paintbrushes come in sets, or you can buy them individually at the big, at the craft stores or the big box stores. So that's the beginning. So you have a packet that you have picked up from the library and has all these things in it: instructions, some old book pages, watercolors dried on a piece of foil, 2 patterns, one of shoes and one of a boot, and also a piece of chipboard. Now the chipboard is not as thick as we'd like it, but we're going to talk about how to remedy the warping because it probably will warp. Our first thing to do is to cut and glue the book pages onto the chipboard. We're making a collage, so we're using different materials. We're going to use, there's different kinds of glues you can use. The tacky glue has less water in it. I like it better. But if all you have is school glue, use the school glue. So here's my old brush, and I'm just going to apply the tacky glue. I want it to stick because other things, we're going to be painting on top of it, but I don't want to put too much glue. And I want to try not to get the glue on the pages because it'll kind of mess with the when we watercolor. So to save time, you're going to have something like this. You're going to glue your pages onto your chipboard. You're going to dry it. Either let it dry for a couple hours or use a hair dryer. Also, to save time, what I did is I did the next step. On the instructions, the first thing is the boots. Now you have enough to make either the boots or the shoes. If you choose the boots, we're going to go through that. What you're going to do first of all is you're going to take a white sheet of paper, put it down, take the pattern of the boots, put it upside down, and again, to save time, I already rubbed it. We're going to use graphite to transfer the pattern onto the glued and dried chipboard. So take your pencil, rub wherever the pattern is and where the words are. So you'll have this all done. Then you will take this pattern, you will put it on your chipboard. You will use the paper clips and paper clip it all around. Use your pencil again, and you will trace everything. Every once in a while, peek and see if it's done well enough. I'm going to trace all the letters, peek and see if it's well done. If not, go over it again. And to save time, what I did is I already have one traced on a chipboard, and I took a magic marker. You can use different kinds, just make sure it's waterproof. These are Sharpies, 2 different kinds of Sharpies. This is the extra ultra fine, and this one is the fine point. And you're going to go over your pencil lines, and to make it bolder, And since this is a collage, we are using different materials. We're using chipboard, book pages, and a marker so far. Next, we're going to be watercoloring the area. And lastly, we have some jewels to glue on either the boot or the shoe. So if you're following the instructions here, we're going to start painting the boot. The first thing to do is to mix the dark brown. Remove my pencils and my other stuff and my glue out the way. I'm going to get my larger brush. I have a larger brush, a round brush, and a smaller round brush, as well as a flat brush. I use the larger brush, and I'm going to use the dark brown because that's what I want mine. You have different colors, 2 different colors of brown. You have some other colors here. You can test them. In fact, you should. Oh, and if you don't have paper towels, grab your paper towels. I forgot to mention that. You can kind of test it. This is the dark brown, so I'm going to mix a little bit of it and test it. That looks good to me. And I'm going to paint the boot. It's going to look like this when we're finished. My version. You can do it any colors you want. So in my version, you're going to take the dark brown and you're going to cover all of the boot except the Fleur-De-Lis and the flames, the boot straps, the heels, and the boot stripes, I guess the toe stripes. And this is not going to be as detailed as the watercolor. If you remember, we did a watercolor parrot and we painted it. And this is a collage, and we're just basically just covering this area with brown watercolor paint. If you make a boo-boo, and let's say if you make a boo-boo and you put it too dark or you go in the wrong area, get your paper towel, wipe it up, and you'll cover it with another color. Go around all your areas. There should be more than enough paint. We're not covering it completely. We want some of the book pages to show through because it looks pretty cool. And you just continue doing this. Once you're all done, I'm going to dry it. Move my water over. Don't want to spill that. I'm going to turn this around. It'll be upside down. Sorry. So I can reach it better. And just continue to paint your brown paint all around the Fleur-De-Lis and the flames. Sometimes you get nice variations, and some of it is a little bit darker than another. It looks pretty cool. And then over here, this is your flame. This is your flame design and your flame design here, so go around it. On your instructions, it shows you right here. So make sure you don't paint the flame brown. I'm going to go around the boot straps here. Let's see, I guess I'll work a little bit up here. This one's taking a lot less time than our watercolor cord. We're just kind of laying that color down. And let's dry it some more. Move everything away. Oh, things are flying off the table. Anyway, so what I'd like to do, and look at to make it look like this one, and maybe put darker on the boot that's behind. So let me do that real fast. There's our water again, and our dark brown paint right here. So I'm going to make this one darker. Yeah, I'm just going to lay down that color. Trying to find the lines of the boot. Let's see, and over here, oops, I think I colored the wrong thing. Darn it, I'm going to have to go over that. And of course, if you missed any areas, you can just kind of touch it up. You want to go around the Fleur-De-Lis, you can. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to dry that. Let's see, let me, little paper towel there. I did what I told y'all not to do. I colored the flame, so I'll just have to do it extra dark. Okay, that seems pretty dry. So the next step, as you see in the instructions, is to paint the Fleur-De-Lis, the flames, and the bootstraps, I guess that's what that is, with a red. I'm doing red. Of course, you have purple, maroon, there's the red, and there's kind of a brownish color, but I like the red. You can choose what you want. Because it's a smaller area, I'm going to use a smaller brush. So I'm going to dip it in the water, and I'm going to add the water to the red. I'll do the Fleur-De-Lis right here. And again, I'm not doing it too dark. I want the words to show through because this is a collage, and it looks really cool to have these words showing through. You can make it as dark as you want, just so the words continue to show through it. It's not like acrylic paint where we cover everything. Okay, and then the inside of the flames here. This is the flame design on the boot. I'm probably going to have to dry that and go over it again. And this one right here. Smaller brush gives us more control in a small area. This is a pretty luscious red here. And then right here, I'm going to cover these bootstraps. We decided to have both a French saying and an English saying. If you look on the instructions, there's other words. If you want to use the sayings in French or English, you can on the design you pick. Okay, so that's colored. Let's dry it, and then we'll probably do another coat because I like that red to be really dark. That's pretty good. Let's give it a little bit more red paint, and yeah, make it nice and beautiful red. It's kind of too much. I'm going to take the brush and just kind of drag some of this over here. Oops. Oh, my color's coming off from the first time. Yep, made a boo-boo there. That's okay. I'm going to cover that with black. Okay, we're going to cover this one. And right here. And we're finished with the red, so let's dry that. Okay, next step in our instructions is to paint the black. That's going to be going around the flame design, the the heels, the sole, and the straps. So again, we're going to use the small brush, and we're going to use black. Black is up here at the top. And we're going to test it. Let's see. It's kind of dark. I guess it'll be okay. And I'm going to paint this. Well, it's not showing up as dark. Right here. And again, we want the words to show through because it is a collage, so we're not covering it completely. You can still see the words. It's not that dark. Go all around the soles of the boot. And these boot decorations right here. Over here on the flames, it's going to the black is going to outline the flames. Flame design. And now that I did that, I can see where I missed some of the brown. I might go over that a little bit. Okay, but let's dry the black. Let's touch up some of the black a little bit. Like maybe I'm going to make this, the heel of the other shoe, maybe a little bit darker. Let me test that color. Oops, I see. Oh, that's way too dark, isn't it? A little piece of paper towel and kind of soak that up. Oh, now it's soaked it all up. Oops. Oh, just go over it again. Okay, so we're going to dry it, and then you can see where I missed the brown here, and here, and here. We're going to go back and touch that up. And we're just about finished, except for the background. Let's do a little bit more touching up of the brown, and I'm just going to use a small brush this time because it's in these small areas right here. Just kind of touch that up. I'm kind of going around, making the boot look three-dimensional here. I'm leaving it a little bit lighter there. I'm kind of going around it here. Let's see, let me go around the Fleur-De-Lis just to give it some depth. Missed a little part right there. Make this one just darker here. Oops. Oh, our hair dryer is so strong, it tossed the instructions off. Okay, so I'm going to dry that. Oops, a couple more pieces here. And you can always go back and touch up if you feel like you have to. So we're going to go on to the background. I chose sort of a greenish blue because I thought it looked good with the brown and the red. You can choose the colors you want. There's several different spots of color. You got a lot of this dark blue. I'm going to use this green and this bright blue. But you can use other colors if you want and just spread them real thin. So think about that, what you're going to use for your background. Okay, I pretty much like it. So, use the hair dryer one last time to finish the boots. Okay, well, that's pretty dry. Let me see if I can find. Okay, and here's my large flat brush. You can use a larger one. And I like this, like I said, the blue-green color. So I painted it this greenish color, and then I put blue in different spots. Then at the end, well, I dried the bluish-green color. Then at the end, I went around with a little bit of black, and I added a little bit around here. And then I need to tell y'all about how to unwarp it. So let's do that part. We're going to do the background. I'm going to just add a little bit of water here. It doesn't say that on the instructions, but it's just going to help that blue-green kind of float around there. That green looks pretty cool with the brown. Got a little blue here and there. Some spots can be dark and some spots can be light. This is just the background. Add your blue here and there while it's still wet. And give it a variation in color. Play with it. Not too much because you don't want the paper to come up. But a little bit of playing is good. See, I think I want to do a little bit of blue right here in the corner. Sometimes if you use a paper towel, you get a nice effect there. I'm going to try that. Okay, and then we're going to go around it here. And put our dark green. I think it works better without wetting the paper first. And using magic marker. It's waterproof, so you can paint right over those words. I haven't added any blue lately, so let's get a little bit of blue in here. And blend it in. And one of the things I found out on working on the examples is that if I got glue on the paper, it was hard for the paint to adhere. I had to do it several times. Yeah, nice thing, and blot it a little bit here and there with our paper towel. It gives it a nice effect. Continue with our green, go right over those letters. And of course, this is not like when we're trying to paint something like in watercolor where we want to conform. This is a collage, so you can do it one way or the other. Kind of looks cool, just kind of blotchy here and blotchy there. Yeah, it's white, too much blue. Okay, paper towel time. Blot some of that. Put some more of my green here. And I figure most of you will have a lot of paint left over. So I'm going to, and you probably might have a page or two left over depending on how you did it. You might even have some old books at your house, or you can get at the friend's book sale, or at Goodwill, or you just have some old books hanging around and they're not good to be donated. You could use the pages, glue the pages on the back of a cereal box, which is kind of like chipboard. It's not as thick. And then you can do a little design, and I'm going to show you that with your leftovers, a little bit of a lanyard craft. Okay, so I pretty much like it. Looks like my example, more or less. Each time you do art, it's going to be a little different. So let me dry this with my water. Okay, and if you want to do it like this example, we can put a little bit of black paint, and remember the black paint's right here, and we can take this flat brush and just kind of dabble it a little bit in the black and just kind of go around the edges like this. It's not working too well, huh? There, it's kind of a sloppy look, but it fits with the painting. It's a collage. It looks kind of impressionistic in a way. Anyway, and to go all the way around, and you can go all the way around and add a little black or dark blue, whatever you want. I'm not going to finish doing it. You can just finish it. Once this is all dry, you might want to take your Sharpie or your other waterproof pen and go over the words and go over the design just to make it pop more. Now, we have a jewel in
there's different ones. There's ones that are more three-dimensional, and then there's these. There's all kind of different ones that you can glue, like if you want to glue in the middle of the Fleur-De-Lis, or if you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. So this one's finished. What you can do, let me dry the outline. I'm going to tell you how you can unwarp it. Okay, to unwarp it, what you can do is, once it's completely dry and you're finished with it, you can put some paper towels down, clean paper towels. This one is not clean. Clean paper towels down on a flat counter. Wet the back of your artwork, not too wet, but kind of wet. Put some more paper towels on top of the wet board, like this. Paper towels, paper towels, paper towels. And put some of your books, please, not the library books, and weigh it down and let it sit for anywhere from 2 hours to overnight, and it should flatten it. You can also frame it. You could also take a piece of foam core. This is foam core. And you could use your glue and glue it to the foam core, which make it straight, and then frame it, or just leave it on the shelf like that. So this is our first one. This is If the Boot Fits, written in French. So now we're going to do the next one, which is in English, If the Shoe Fits. So we're going to start off basically the same way. Let me just move some of my stuff around. To do this one, and then I have this was my prototype right here. I did it on a piece of canvas. I think I showed you all those at the beginning. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to have in your set of items, you're going to have the pattern. You're going to have some book pages, which you will glue to your chipboard. And you will have your paint. Of course, we'd be using different colored paints. Okay, so first things first, glue your paper here and dry it, or let it dry. To save time, I did it ahead of time. This is the pattern, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our pencil and we're going to put the pattern face down on a sheet of paper, and we're going to use our pencil, and we're going to rub with the graphite all the places where the design is and where the words are. So make it dark. You don't have to do the whole page. You can see, and you can just do the part where the jeans are and the legs are and the shoes are and the words. So do this. Then you're going to take it and you're going to position it on your glued and dried board, your chipboard, and you're going to put it on there. Now, of course, I've done it already. And you're going to take your pencil and you're going to trace really hard, and every once in a while peek and make sure that it has transferred. Trace, 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 peek, make sure it's, redo it if it isn't right. So, saving time, I already did it, and I did it in pencil, and then I started doing it in marker. So I'm going to finish doing it in marker, in this permanent marker. Make sure you use a permanent marker because you don't want it to bleed. Don't use one of your kids' washable markers. That will not work. Okay, so here we have this cute little graphic. So what we're going to first doing, we're going to be painting the jeans dark blue. Then we're going to paint the cuffs a light blue. Then you can choose your flesh color and do the flesh color, and then the shoes, and of course you can choose the shoes color and the background color. So let's see. This is my dark blue. This is my bright blue. I'm going to use the big round brush to do it. So I'm going to mix up some of my dark blue, kind of test it there. Yeah, that looks cool. And again, like we were talking about, it's a collage, so we want the words to show through. So not too dark. This is a nice blue jean colored blue. Most of y'all are either getting some old book pages from an accounting book from the 1940s, which has some really cool stuff, how much things cost in the 1940s, or an anesthesiology book from a long time ago also. Like I said, you might have some old books at home, some old Reader's Digest, the bound copies that you don't need, or it's fallen into disarray, it's falling apart, and you could use some of your extra paint in the back of your cereal box, chipboard, and do a little extra thing I'm going to show you at the end here. Okay, let's see. Let me dry that. Now, the library does own several books about collage. I forgot to bring them. In fact, I had checked one out. Forgot to bring it to show y'all, but you can ask your librarian if you want to do different kinds of collage. Ask him to find you a book on collage. Also, maybe some in our craft magazines that you can check out. Okay, there's some old worn jeans, so they're kind of getting stripes like that. You know, those favorite jeans we have that are worn but very, very comfortable. Also, if we leave a little bit of light in the middle, it kind of gives it a three-dimensional effect, like, you know, the shine. Okay, again, I'm not going to the edges here, folks. Let's get that. It's kind of hard. I'm standing doing this, so. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to dry it. Do it till you like it, but make sure your words still show through. Okay, so I'm going to use the light blue with a little bit of white. This one was done in acrylic because we thought we were going to actually have classes. So I'm missing all of y'all, and I hope all of y'all are safe at home or safe wherever you have to be. Okay, so we're going to use some of this bright blue. I want to kind of mix it on my, right here. It's kind of a bright blue and a little bit of white. Usually white is not used in watercolor, but we're using it. There, we got kind of a light blue. Let's test it. Oh, that kind of looks like that. How do you think? Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of like when you turn your jeans inside out and it's that lighter color. And I'm using the small brush because it's a smaller area, and I'm trying to get these little, go around all these edges here. Okay, let's try that. I'll go over the light blue one more time. It's going to be almost too dark, huh? Put a little bit more white in there. Let's see, it's almost too dark. I'm just going to take some water and kind of blot it around there. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Let's try that. Okay, and now we're going to do the legs, and like I said, you can choose your color of flesh. I'm gonna mix a couple of these. Oh, I'm gonna use my big round brush to do this. Is it clean? Somebody had told me I always have 2 cups of water. One you're gonna dip the brush in when it's really dirty, and then the other one, you know, like to clean it. Okay, so we're gonna mix a couple of these colors together. A little bit of this one. And then a little bit of this one. I'm gonna make sure I mix enough. A little bit of this one. Kind of doing a mixture of all 3 colors. And of course you can choose one, or you can mix all 3 like me. I see how that's looking. That looks kind of nice. Okay, I'm gonna put some more water in there, make sure I have enough. I'm gonna make like a go around here. Well, I guess I put too much water. Oops, I ran out of the line. Rub it. Trying to go around the foot area. Try not to work it too much. I'm sorry, the paper's starting to fuzz up there. I think I'm going to dry it and then do another coat. So let's do that. Good and dry there. Okay. Okay, one more coat. Okay, dry it again. Okay, well, that's pretty dry. I think I'm going to take my small round brush. It still has some blue paint in it. Put just a little bit of brown and just kind of go over, give a little shadow right here. Oops. A little bit of shadow right here. Okay, let's try that. And then for this one, I did pink shoes and purple bows. So I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna use the small round. Let's see if I can clean that one up. And I'm gonna do purple shoes. The purple's right here. And the pink bow. Now I forgot to check it. It's gonna be dark. Oh, I guess I can pull it. You always check it on a piece of paper or something. See what color it is. you know what, I'm going to take a little bit of paper towel and kind of dab it in the middle here. Kind of make it look like a shine on the shoe. Let's go over here. So I need that small brush to get in these little areas. Yeah, it's kind of dark. Okay, so let's get the other shoe done. I'm going to put a little water here so I can pick up some more of the purple paint there. Make it look like a little shine on the shoe. Okay, let's dry that. I think I want just a little bit more purple. I like purple. And just maybe a few more. Oops, that's almost too wet right there. Kind of go around this again and really make it look like the shoe has a shine on it. That looks pretty. Let's dry that. Okay, let's get our pink and wash this brush. Still got some purple on it. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, and then this is, I said pink. It's magenta. Kind of a magenta, kind of pinkish magenta. That's kind of a... It's bright. I'll put some right here. And again, now this is going to be covered with the jewel, but anyway, I'm painting it. So I like the watercolor. Okay, and then we're kind of just leaving some of that so it looks a little three-dimensional. Of course, you may decide you don't want to put a stone in the middle of, well, faux rhinestone in the middle here. And you can paint it to your heart's delight. Let's dry that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take a towel fell here. Just kind of dab a little bit of that. And kind of give it a different effect. Just to kind of cover the white a little bit. Let's dry it. Okay. Oh, let's see. I'll do a little bit more of this magenta for the bow. Let's see what we're going to do. Oh, that's bright. And again, you don't want to work the paper too much because it's not really watercolor paper. It's not made to be painted and painted on. A little bit taken off there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks good. Let's try that. Okay, for the example, I'll use purple as the background. I think I'm going to use that bright blue as the background. So I'm going to get my big brush and I'm going to do it really, really light. It's kind of a really pretty bright blue. Oh, that's not light. Spread that color around. It's the same color as that, but whatever. Let's see, where's my paper towel? Maybe kind of dab that so it doesn't blend in too well. And again, that's dark, so paper towel to the rescue. Paper towel gives it a good effect. Let's get around the shoes. Oh, that's way too dark. I'll try and spread it. And again, let's use the paper towel and get some different effects there. Let's go down the middle here. Okay, and then we just have this side where the words are. And that's our last area. Now we're going to talk about how to unwarp it, just like we did with the other one. We're going to put it on some paper towels, put some water on the back, and some heavy books on top. Okay. And again, we're going to use our paper towel to blot up a lot of that color. Uh-oh. Some crumbs right there. I think there was some glue. It's taking off my word, the. I have to go over, dry this and take it, re-ink it. And you know what? I think I'm going to make this darker because it's blending in too much with that. So I'm going to use my small brush. I'm going to put it really dark. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that gives it some contrast between the background. And it's not the same color as the jeans. It's a bright blue. Well, let's just add some more color there so it shows up. I do like this blue. It's a beautiful, I think it's cobalt blue. Yeah, I guess the words won't show through there. But all the rest of our collage, the words show through. So let's dry this, and then we're going to have to redo the words. Like I said, if you get the glue on the page, which is, this is where I glue the two sheets together, then the stuff doesn't, for some reason, doesn't stick. Okay, let's dry this. Make sure your collage is perfectly dry. Then you can take your marker and you can, if you need to, since I had a problem there with the glue, you can redo the words. You can also go all around your design with the marker. Oh, and don't forget to put your initials. You know, I'm going to use the smaller marker and the date on your artwork. These are hard to open. And it's July 20. Oh, I gotta remember July, the summer of 2020, huh? So, this one's finished, but you can see it's warped. So, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take clean paper towels, which make believe these are clean, and we're gonna put our picture down when it's perfectly dry. We're gonna take a large brush, like this one, and we're going to coat the back with water, not a lot of water. We're going to put some more paper towels, I believe these are clean paper towels, on top, and then we're going to put your books there. I'm going to let it sit for anywhere from, I don't know, 2 hours to overnight. Now, one of the things, you're probably going to have some paint. If you did one or the other, you're going to have some paint left. You can use the back of your cereal boxes. It's not going to be thick like this chipboard, but you can either glue them together or you can use just one. So let me go and get that. So, you have some cereal boxes. You're going to have some chipboard. It's not going to be real thick. But you can do things like, you can have extra paint, you might have extra book pages, or you might have an old book at home, or buy it from the friends. And you can use the chipboard and maybe make a little pattern, just a little simple flower pattern. And all I did was trace it, and I used some of the rest of these watercolors. Oh, we don't have yellow. Darn it. I used it out of my watercolor set. Anyway, you might have watercolors at home. I don't know. But you can use these, and you can do an artwork. This one was done with all these colors. So, this is Dreams by Langston Hughes. You can write a poem. Now, it's kind of hard to read all this. And I used a bird pattern. So what I did with the second one, it's a Maya Angelou saying I did it on a piece of paper, and I just a regular sheet of paper, and I glued it on there. So if you have extra paint left, which you probably will, you can use the back of your cereal boxes, glue some old pages on it, get a simple pattern, and maybe put some famous poems or famous sayings, and this would be cool in your bookcase, or just maybe put a like an affirmation or something and put it near your window or something like that. It's kind of like art journaling. It'd be fun to do, and use your leftover paint. So I hope you had a good time making your If the Shoe Fits, or if you decided to do Cela botte adapté. I don't know if I said that right in French, if the boot fits. So don't forget, in August, we're going to make a craft with a key, and we will give you all those supplies you need except for the glue. So this is pretty cool. A vintage key, a gem, a filigree, some rhinestones, piece of ribbon, and some cording. Of course, you can use your own necklace. And this will be our mid-August craft to celebrate that voting is the key, and that is the 100th anniversary of women winning the vote, the 19th Amendment. And for September, we're going to use those TV trays. So please collect your TV trays. The white TV trays are the black ones. They're oval, and they're not divided. I'm sure you know what they are, and I appreciate if you could save them for us, because we're going to use them for our September craft. Well, thank you for watching this. Come to the library. If you don't go in places, you can use the drive-through.
Hope you enjoyed making your shoe our book craft, collage craft. I want to tell you what we're doing in August. In August, we're doing a simple craft where we're using a recycled key, an old key, and some filigree, a glass gem, and some little rhinestones. And we're going to be making this, and I have one here, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. So it'll be different colors of gemstones. So this will be in mid-August to celebrate the 19th Amendment of women winning the vote. Also, I'd like to say, if you eat TV dinners, this is a lean cuisine frozen dinner tray, and we're collecting these for September, and we're going to make something really amazing with it. So if you eat that, collect it for us, wash it, bring it to your branch. Thank you. Have a good day.